Welcome to the AFR Saints channel, where we provide you daily content on your favorite team, the New Orleans Saints. Do us a favor and hit that subscribe button. Be sure to leave your comments below and smash that like button. Who dat? The Saints have announced the addition on the offensive line. They've agreed to terms with offensive tackle Jonathan Mendoza. This is an interesting one because he began his career in the Ivy League at Yale before transferring and finishing his career at Louisville, where he played with Tyler Shough. So he's a big 6'9" offensive tackle. This is the corresponding move that the Saints made with letting another one of their offensive linemen go earlier in the week. A 6'9", 310. He's an undrafted free agent. Again, played collegiately for 5 seasons with Yale, and then a graduate season with Louisville in 2024, and now is rejoining his college teammate Tyler Shough in New Orleans with the Saints. Kellen Moore, the Saints hosted like 9 players for workouts, some offensive linemen, some punters, and Kellen Moore, after practice on Wednesday, talked about hosting those workouts.
Through this process, you're always trying to work multiple guys out just to put yourself in position if something were to happen, if you need to make a transition, or we'll see what happens. So we had a couple punters, a couple offensive linemen, a couple linebackers. So we're always kind of doing that throughout training camp.
You know, it's interesting whenever you look at a 53-man roster, you're going to keep 8 or 9 offensive linemen. So you know you're going to have your starting 5, and then typically you're going to want a center, an interior lineman, and a tackle. And the more versatile a player, the better, because they could play multiple spots. It's why a guy like Will Clapp is so valuable. It's why Will Clapp will stay in the NFL for a long time. Because while he may not be an all-pro or Pro Bowl caliber center or guard, he isn't a capable starting NFL center or guard. So and he's a very smart player as well, with great experience. And having been with the Chargers with Kellen Moore, he knows what Kellen Moore expects in the offense. So it's one of those things where if, God forbid, something were to happen to Eric McCoy, Will Clapp could step in and play center. Or if Cesar Ruiz goes down, Will Clapp could step in and play guard. So the more versatile you are. That's why guys like Andres Pete were so valuable. He was your starting left guard, but he could also play left or right tackle. Senio Clemente, if you remember him with the New Orleans Saints, he was such a valuable guy because he could play left tackle, or he could play any of 4 spots on the offensive line in a pinch. So those guys are really valuable. I just look at the Saints. You know who your starting 5 are already. Those backup spots are, like when you look at a guy like Dylan Radins, who's played a ton of football, you got to believe Dylan Radins is ultimately going to win one of those spots. Will Clapp, who I just mentioned, I think is probably going to win another. So that leaves really only maybe one more spot on the offensive line, maybe 2 on the 53-man roster. So it is a real stretch to assume that, this signing today is going to be of any consequence, long-term, to think that you might actually have someone who makes the team. But, Jonathan Mendoza, but a guy maybe who has some comfort and familiarity with Tyler Shough, and probably nothing more than a camp body at this point. The Saints did make it official. They've added Jonathan Mendoza on the offensive line to the roster. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact, and be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.